What's up, everybody? Welcome in to our recap of the Browns. Would the final end up being 23-16
You
final
nailed it.
in Cleveland tonight? It was full of really weird, poor
Weird game.
offense from both sides at times. Then
Yeah.
some chunk plays given up by the Browns defense that kind of hurt them at random times. It felt like one of those strange primetime games that seemed to happen up there in the last 5-6 years. And Browns come out on the wrong side of it, largely because of a 35-yard quarterback sneak that turns into a sweep. And I'll give them credit for a nice design, and that knocks it out. But I think obviously that there's quite a bit to talk about with Shadore Sanders finally getting to play, which we will spend some time on. But yeah, Brad, initial thoughts on this one as the Browns fall to 2-8 now, I think. So yeah.
Listen, for those of you that are in the the tankathon side, this is as good of a loss as you can get, I think. I mean, they played the Ravens really tough in what was kind of a fun game at home, and they ended up losing. Now, would we like to see more progress offensively? Certainly. The offense is still abysmal, but your defense is terrific, and they certainly are, put to the test every week. And when they are at home, they are one of the best units in the league. I think we can say that. I mean, they had Lamar in hell tonight, creating all sorts of problems for them and the run game. So, yeah, man, I mean, good stuff by the defense. You made me laugh at the run by Derrick Henry, the big run, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's that play that Jake is always talking about. It's like,
Yep.
the play, like that they've been out on the field just one too many plays too long, and they break a big one on you, and they've worn you down. That felt like that play to me. They ended up keeping him out of the end zone there, I think, right? So it was actually the sneak that killed them. I was really excited to see Shadore play. He didn't play well at all. He kind of what we expected, I was going to ask you a question about that. We can kind of get into that a little bit
Sure.
if you want. He certainly has an issue still with the drifting, which you've said since day one is going to be a difficult thing to coach out of a quarterback. Did you think that on the interception? You said something in our Slack chat. Will you elaborate on that? Like you said there was no indicators to throw the ball there.
Yeah, and obviously we'll confirm it when we watch the next 2 days. There's a lot of nuance in this conversation about how Shadore played. A lot of things to recognize on top of how he played. But yeah, the interception, he's throwing an outbreaker that it's hard from the depth of the camera to tell if it was like a 12-10 comeback or a speed out. But the corner never broke depth to indicate throwing that football outside. And he threw it too early and he threw it too wide, and the corner had the easiest interception he's going to have. So, again, we can do this conversation. There's a lot of good I want to talk about too. Schlesinger and Miles and a lot of guys played good football. It is hard to ignore the topic when I feel like we've been talking about it for like a month and a half when he gets on the field. Okay, so to me, the nuance, I hope that answered the question, Brad, about the outbreak. What I saw, they showed like a low camera angle of it, and it looked to me, and again, we'll watch it and review it tomorrow, the outbreaker was not a logical choice on a 3rd and long. Like it just sat on the corner, did not bail to give you that opportunity to feel like that play was like dead on arrival to me as far as the decision he made. Wasn't an inaccurate thing. It wasn't inaccurate, too wide, a little too soon throw, but it was covered. It shouldn't have been thrown. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, you recognize a couple things, which is he didn't have many, if any at all, reps with the first group. This isn't a game-planned game for him. No. This isn't any sort of prep going into it. So all the obvious backup quarterback caveats are true. That's fair. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this dude clearly cannot play moving forward because of this performance tonight. Obviously. But did it look like he totally belonged and was comfortable when you can move an offense with him in this game? No, it was just uneven. Like he had some throws that were fine. Like the four, what did he end up? It's in front of us here. 4 for 16 for 47. Probably could have been closer to 8 or 9 for 16, but like
Yeah.
not anything downfield. He had one deep dig that I really liked that throw.
The fan in.
Some other throws were a little bit to be desired. The ball to Gage up the left sideline I thought was good on first watch on that third down that ends up ultimately leading to fourth down. The fourth down throw, obviously very fair that there should have been a flag on that. It's close. Like it's really close. You got to go watch it when the ball is moving and he's really close. I'm not going to make a definitive call on that. I felt like in real time it was an offside, but
yeah,
you got to really like slow those down with a tick by tick, frame by frame. And then it's like, if you're doing a frame by frame to truly justify if a guy was offside, then there is a chance they're going to miss that. Right.
Yeah.
So
Wyatt was pretty certain about it. Yeah.
He sure was. That ball though, ultimately, I didn't like them being an empty, was behind David too. So like, there just wasn't a high level of accuracy. There were some good throws in there. There was some stuff that was fun, some good running. I thought he got out and moved, and he's obviously a plus athlete. Quicker decisions need to happen, all of which is very fair and around the idea of like getting him prepped and prepared for a start. So I'm not like Shadore Sanders is awful. Can't do it. No. This proves it. This is everything that you wanted. He can't do it. But I also am like, okay, these are the things that clearly the drifting in the pocket at times, pushing vertical, some of the throws, that third down throw decision is, you know what I mean? A really poor one. Can't turn it over there. So there was some really ugly stuff, but also some encouraging things popped up in there too. And it is really hard to come off the bench in your first NFL action period and be really, really good, especially with very little prep and things customized for you, right? So probably going to check out with like two turnover-worthy plays is what I would think he'll check out. The ball to Hamilton that he tried to like that little late check down on the rollout early in the third quarter is your second turnover-worthy play. I'll be interested to see if they give him 3 because of the fumble that was recovered on the Hamilton sack. So, I want to see more of it. I'm not like writing it off. This end of the season is about seeing if, Shadore or if Dylan keeps playing, he can continue to be whatever. But the offensive line is bad. They're really bad. KT Leviston, I mean, I don't know.
Timing felt unfortunate. Yeah.
I don't know if he's like not planning on playing tonight or what, but that was extremely rough off the bench. Robinson's hurt. Jack Conklin has, I'm shocked to tell you guys this, another knee injury.
Stop it.
Can't believe I even had to say that. It's just like it should be a foregone conclusion.
Kidding me, right?
But yeah, for sure. It is a bad offensive line. And I thought at times they didn't handle some of the blitz stuff that got thrown at them very well. And we'll have to watch the all-22 stuff to see if there were choices that could be made by the quarterback in those moments. But yeah, my analysis on Shadore is not, I'm not going to place a grade on it. I got to watch it in deep detail to know, but I thought there were some encouraging moments, but also some concerning moments, which I think is a rookie, a non-first round pick rookie quarterback like we did with Dylan. The same things are true, which is like, there's mistakes being made. There's also some encouraging things being done, but we'll see if either of them can really take a hold of this the rest of the way. I don't know how serious the concussion is for Dylan or whatever, but at least it was interesting to see Shadore play in the second half.
Yeah, I don't have much. There's really not much to draw from this game except for that he didn't look ready in this one, really. Mm-hmm. Which is what we kind of thought we might see. I was advocating for them to make this change anyways next week. So for me, this is fine. I mean, hopefully this gives him a little bit of an idea of like your internal clock and the speed of the game is different than what you probably ever imagined, right? Because it was coming at him quick with
lights are bright
pressures. Yeah,
right. I do want to prepare folks. You kind of you too here, Brad, that there's Dylan might clear concussion protocol and he's just starting again. So this wasn't a choice to put Shadore in.
Okay.
He was forced. So I want to see more of him. I would like to see more of him. but it also feels like this might
Yeah,
be,
if they do
it
that,
goes that route.
I will be upset.
I would never have, like Jack Conklin's knee. I wouldn't have seen that coming, Brad. Wouldn't have seen it coming.
But yeah, if they decide to go back to Gabriel after this, I would be upset just because I think you should give Shadore his fair shot now. Like at it looked bad. They both looked bad. I didn't think one looked significantly better than the other.
No, I don't. I mean, there was like Tillman had a
So
catch for 26, and
yeah.
they threw for
What happened to
68 yards.
Tillman at the end of the game?
No idea. No
He was
idea.
missing for like the last quarter, wasn't he? Or it felt like he wasn't in at the end of the game.
It's hard for me to keep up with some of that, but it did feel like Bond came in.
Yeah.
It was Bond and Judy and the two tight ends. So I'm not totally sure on that. Maybe Kevin's talking about that right now. I'm not for certain.
Yeah. I kept going I was wondering why Bond all of a sudden was inserted into the lineup there. Because Tillman was having a pretty good game.
Yeah, he did a couple really nice catches in the first half.
3 for 52, and then he goes out. He was just kind of missing, only on 4 targets. So,
all right, here's what Kevin said. He said that Dylan Gabriel's in the concussion protocol. If he clears, Gabriel will start, is what Kevin Stefanski said against the Raiders.
There you have it.
And he said if Gabriel doesn't clear concussion protocol, obviously Shadore will start. The second half of today's game was Sanders' first snaps with the starting offense since he was drafted by the Browns. So that's obviously significant to note, period. You know what I mean? So anyway, just sharing what is being reported from folks listening to the presser. So
let me ask you this real quickly before we move on. I mean, does that bother you at all? Or are you like, oh, that's fine?
I want to see Shadore play. I think for me, it's turned into this is how they're handling it. Like, I'm not surprised because this is how they're handling it. There's
for what reason?
I don't know. They like him. I mean, they like Dylan, and I know that we do. Some folks don't like him as much. I think I've been saying this though. I don't care. I think they're going to draft a quarterback that they like a lot more than both of these guys. That's my or somebody else is coming in and drafting them.
7 football games to watch though here.
I do. I don't. I don't. I guess for an entertainment value for people who tune in and watch them, there's a much larger draw for Shadore, a much larger set of interest. I would not mind watching him play. I wouldn't mind watching him play. I think it's getting to the point where I'm so numb on this coaching staff that it's impacting my desire to be like, why are they acting this way? You know what I mean? Like, there's clearly a preference for Dylan. They think Dylan is a more prepared quarterback for them, and they're going to live or die by that choice. Like, if they want to ride the year out with Dylan and give Shadore zero chance, they'll pay for that in some way. Absurd. If Shadore is capable, viewed as capable by the ownership or the people making that choice. But I am just numb to it all right now. That's it. But I just kind of thought that would be the case before I saw those quotes, based on like, they have never indicated Dylan's losing the job. It feels like it would need to be like the injury doesn't take it from him, that his play would, which again, I know how we feel about his play, but they clearly, like, if you heard Tommy talking earlier this week, Reese, like, he grades out high for us, and there's all these things we really like. So it's just like, I've come to expect this out of this coaching staff. I would like to hope by the end of the year they've given Shadore some time, but it doesn't even feel like that is like realistic. I'm getting to the point where I'm grim on them even giving him a real chance, which is a bummer because I would like it.
That's wildly disappointing. Not that he proved anything tonight, but you would just like at some point to see him. But either way,
it's highly
I guess
possible that will happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, tonight isn't an end. Like, you would have really hoped that if you were of the belief that Shadore is the guy, is more, blah blah blah, against all odds, it would have been like, hey, light it up, win the game, and then you're like forcing their hand. And right. I will say, to talk about some other positions, like, guys making plays on the football just doesn't happen here much. Like, there was the 1 3rd and 10 there from Jerry Jeudy making a couple guys miss and getting a first down, but man, getting yards over expected in the
Yeah.
passing game. Like you telling me the Indiana receivers we've watched Fernando with of late, Omar Cooper and some of the like, aren't catching the ball from, up the left sideline from to Larvine. It's like they don't have any dynamic downfield receivers, and that shows up, so often. And it's just tough. It's tough to watch this offense that is so, vanilla in so many ways. And both are like going empty on 4th and 5 there, I thought was a death sentence. They came out in a 3-by-1 bunch with a nub tight end on 4th and 5 initially. Then they call a timeout. Then they panic into deciding, oh, we can't do that. Now we need to go and shift this and get into it. Like, what good is coming from empty? You don't have any immediate. They're not going to be in zone because it's too important to leave a hole, and they're not going to you don't have any separators, and in empty, you don't have any motion. You don't have any movement. You don't have anything that even gets somebody open. It was an awful choice. It was an awful choice to come out. And that just was a dead play from the start for Shadore in that moment. So I just, it was an exciting moment. Honestly, it felt like the most exciting moment they've had running a quarterback onto the field since Mayfield, right? And it's like,
for sure,
that part of it is really neat. When he's trotting on the field, I had to make sure I was sitting up in my seat, dialed in, what's going on? How's he going to play? And we'll see. I mean, we'll see what they do, what their choices are, but they're going to live and die by those choices. You would have thought that if they liked the guy enough to move up from the 5th round with multiple trade, like a trade of multiple picks, that they would really want to give him a chance in a year that's clearly dead. I'm still open to giving them the opportunity to get him 4 or 5 starts.
Yeah.
But right now it's
go
ahead.
Yeah. I guess I need to come to the realization that, and Matt is kind of saying it in the chat here, and ultimately, for entertainment value and for being a fan of this team and just to do their due diligence, you would like them to give him a shot because you drafted him, you used some assets to move up and get him, regardless of what his name is or whatever. You know what I mean? You just want to see what you have in this other quarterback on your roster. They're both rookies. Dylan has not proven to me to be anything worth extending his starting time. It doesn't appear to be growing by leaps and bounds that I want to keep giving him starts. Do you know what I mean? So that's where I was let's see, in Vegas would be the ideal time to start him. They clearly have no desire to do that, obviously, based off of what Kevin is saying still. And that's fine. Ultimately, I think neither guy is going to be it, like Matt just said in the chat. So in the overarching scheme of things, does it really matter? Probably not. But for the next 7 weeks, you would like to see it. But I guess I can't get too upset because ultimately we're looking at trying to draft a guy high next year, right? So
yeah. And there's still, if this is the case on December 14th, they have 3 games left or something, and they're still not playing him, I think it gets more like, my God, what are we doing here? They're 2-11, 2-12. But I'm with you though. I think it's a little interesting to be like, no matter what, Dylan's out of concussion protocol, he's starting, but it's fine. It's over. We're moving on from it. There will be a lot of analysis of how Shadore played from our end. We'll break it all down, both halves for both guys, and have some thoughts. Other guys who performed really well. I mean, let's go to this question. Can Myles Garrett win the player of the year on defense with a team that's got 3 total wins? I personally think
yes.
It's the defense rank that matters. And if they're a top 10 defense and he's doing what he's doing, he should win the award. It's not a win-loss award. Who else is claiming this award right now? There's no one else establishing themselves. Am I missing somebody? I mean, I guess the pressure stuff from Micah Parsons is strong, right? But nobody's having that sort of low-key, low-buzz, Trey Hendrickson type of year from the last few. You know what I mean? That's not happening. So it feels to me like this is, and Myles is good enough. He should be a 2-time defensive player of the year, but he cannot control the offense. He can. So I think he should be winning this award as of now. There's obviously still a lot of time left here, but I don't know where you stand on it, Brad. I mean,
Yeah, I think
most
that
Cleveland podcasts would probably agree with us, but trying to take it from a league-wide perspective, who else is
yeah.
the serious name?
Yeah, I think that if you yeah, there's a lack of names, which helps certainly, right?
Yeah.
And then the lack of anybody like really, coming forward. Schlesinger is the runner-up. That's funny. But yeah, they,
I have the odds. Let me give those to you real quick, and then I'll come right back to
yeah,
you.
I want to
So
see who
Miles
else
is
is
plus
there.
145 right now. I don't know what book this is according to. He was plus 145 earlier in the week, and he just had 4 sacks. I mean, Micah Parsons is plus 350. Aiden Hutchison is plus 550. Nick Bonito in Denver plus 750, and Will Anderson. It feels like it's Miles' award. If he just has another good month, it's his
feels
award.
like coming, like maybe by tomorrow, he might be a minus number.
I think it might be. Yeah.
He might be like minus 110 to win it by tomorrow.
I think that's probably fair. And I think Schlesinger is
4
going
sacks.
to be up there too, man. I
Schlesinger
mean,
should be right. Schlesinger's number should be close to minus odds as well. I don't
he
know
was
what he
so
was at.
good today. He was
He was
so
so
good.
good. If you watch him, I mean, that's the thing is some of the voters don't actually watch the guys.
They don't.
It's a lot
They
of
don't.
PFF and statistic, stat box score watching, right?
Mhm.
Like, which is hard to give like you're a linebacker an award if you don't actually watch him play.
Not a
But he
single
is so
player had
good.
more than 4 solo tackles, and he had 8
Yeah.
on the day.
Incredible
wild.
interception in traffic.
Yeah. Did Lamar throw that off the helmet? Did I see that right? Like he hit his own
I
man in the
believe
helmet
so.
with that ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, I mean, listen, the difference is the second half yardage for the Browns. If you're looking at pure stats in front of you right now, they go for 351. Browns go for 187. At halftime, it felt like the Browns at halftime had a decent amount of those yards too. So let's check that number. So at half, the Browns had 123, and they finished the game with 187. So it was really rough in the second half, entirely rough. So similar play numbers. The Browns obviously benefited from 2 more turnovers in this one, and then time of possession was split pretty evenly too. I don't really have a ton of other takeaways on first watch than what we've already really discussed. It was, like I said, the Ravens' final play there, that 35-yard run was just really creative, really, really creative setup and play, and I give them credit for that. But the Browns can't, you can't go into halftime at 16-10 and put no points on the board and go for 50 yards. I thought Judkins had a really good first half, and then he had one drive in the second half where they felt like they got him moving a little bit. But he only goes for 17 carries for 59 yards. Samson has a 19-yard run and doesn't get another touch.
No other touches.
No other touches.
They have to address this. This is an ongoing issue with him.
Yeah.
And with Corley, although they've tried with Corley, but I would just like to see Corley used in the actual everyday route concepts more than he is. Like, can we see if he's good enough as a receiver? It's not like we're missing out. It's not like these guys are going above and beyond to make like contested catches and stuff. Like, can we give Corley a shot? Because he's at least plays hard and he plays strong and he plays tough through. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
agree.
He'll block.
I agree. Yeah, I didn't think defensively Ronnie Hickman had a nice game. He continues to be a guy that if this defensive structure and style holds, he's really good in center field. He had 9 tackles just in the open field when he has to make plays and get a guy to the ground. He's pretty good, man. So I enjoyed his game. Devin
Ronnie?
Bush continues to be pretty good. Obviously the pick 6 is a benefit of a tipped football, but you know what I mean? It's nice to see him get into the end zone's first interception on team. He's playing good down to down linebacker as well.
He's in the top 10 ranked PFF linebackers in the NFL. Bush is. I looked yesterday.
Yeah, he's playing good football, man. And special teams wise, everything was kind of even outside of, it was a fumble punt there that the Browns were able to recover, so that was nice. They do call that muffed. You're right, and so they probably had the net positive. This is what's a bummer, Brad, is they were pretty good defensively. They won the turnover battle. I thought special teams, man, if they just gotten that one down inside the 1 yard line, I hate that rule. I hate
Yeah,
college
can we
handles it
talk
so
about
much
that?
better. Like it's the football staying out that matters. Like, why does it the NFL's difference from college is so annoying to me.
It's annoying rule A, but I thought it was a good challenge because at the other angle, and they never went back to it, but there's an angle that they showed one time where his foot is. I thought he touched the line initially, right?
Mhm.
After he had the ball, he never really had the ball. I thought he touched the line, but there was an angle they showed on the broadcast where his foot was above the line. Like he never set his feet down on the actual paint and then like
Right.
swiveled his feet back out and then dropped them. So I don't think he actually ever touched the line. Does that that matters, right?
I thought it did too, man. I think there's like a belief that his foot before, like I don't even know. It's so hard to explain, and it's so ticky tack. Like again, the way college does it is just so much. Like keep the ball out of the end zone. It's as simple as that. What does it matter if you cross your body into the end? I hate that, man. It's the
Yeah.
dumbest rule. And also, like, people are like, why don't they stop? And just like, well, you got guys sprinting down the field and
Full
they don't
speed.
totally know the momentum of the football. Yeah, it's going laterally, but all an oblong, wobbling object needs to do is just hit just weird enough to go over the line. So they're
Yeah.
sprinting and all that. So I just like, that was kind of like, miss me with that, man. They're hustling down there to try to get to it. I thought he did a good job getting
Yeah.
there. I don't know,
I did
but
too. I thought he kept
that
his
part
feet
was a
out
bummer.
too.
Yeah, I did too, man. And the thing that was, obviously the most annoying thing, which is what I was just saying, is that they did do some of the formulaic stuff. They didn't create enough offense in the
Points.
second half. Miles, after the game, there was some time he addressed the media and said Shadore Sanders addressed the entire team in the locker room after the game. He wanted to pin it on himself. I wouldn't allow him to do that. It's a team game. So it sounds like maybe Shador tried to step up and take some. I don't know. I'm not sure. You will
He was
probably read
visibly
more about
upset
that.
after the game. I think that I thought it too. When he did spin out on the play that he kind of he had Bond in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown on that play. He just overthrows it out of bounds. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think probably that's the one that he will regret the most there because you had Bond kind of peeling off and he saw it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just on the run, adrenaline in the moment overthrows it. So,
I know, man.
Gabriel's had the same plays though. So,
No,
yeah,
nobody in the quarterback room, and even Flacco when he was here, has done enough to maintain any like steadfast belief. But then there's also clearly what they're doing coaching staff wise is not good enough here, as we've discussed a ton over and over. That's it though. That's the show. We appreciate you guys stopping by. It's late. Obviously got some things to put together. We will be back for a podcast for Monday into your Tuesday, and then obviously have all the written content on thoughts of the game, both in the upcoming hour or so, and then also in some breakdowns tomorrow. So we will be there. The Browns are currently in the third spot in the draft. So the Giants have one more loss than them right now, I
Really?
believe. I think that's where it's at. The Giants are 2-9. Have they? What am I missing? Isn't everybody had their bye week? Am I
thought
losing my
so.
mind there?
No,
don't
this
know.
is week 11, so the Giants must not have.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they have their bye week looming, but they currently are in second spot. The Browns lead three teams, both the Browns, Saints, and the Jets at 2-8 right now. So they're at the top of that because of the strength of schedule. They are picking third currently. Obviously, Tennessee still looms on the schedule. The Jaguars pick is currently 20th as they sit at 6-4. So
Yeah,
there you
Aaron
go.
says 3-20. So
Yep.
Jags got the benefit of an injured Herbert today, and they jumped all over him, didn't they?
They really did.
Yeah,
They really did. All right, well, plenty more for you coming. All right, guys, thanks for being here and chatting with us after the game. Tough Browns loss, but eye on the prize. Let's get some better football players on the offense at some point. But we'll have all the breakdowns of the quarterbacks and all that stuff in the coming 24 hours. So thanks for being here, Brad and I appreciate you guys. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're on YouTube right now. We've got plenty of content that goes up there, and then come over to the website and join us as well. You won't regret it. All right, guys, check in with you tomorrow. Until then, go Browns.